Welcome to Lighthouse, Voice of Spirit with Star Blossom Goddess, heard on Rockland World Radio every Thursday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to check out the archives, which are located off the menu bar. And now the host of Lighthouse, Voice of Spirit, Star Blossom Goddess.
Hi everybody, welcome to my show on this Halloween time. This is a great time because the energies are really, really powerful. And it's a good idea to start to connect to the ancestors, to your guides, any beings of light, because the energies are very appropriate to do that. I have an awesome guest today, so we're going to have the company of John Rutger, and he's a good friend, and he's very talented and gifted, and we're going to talk to him. We have a great show planned, and the static was because all the beings of light are entering in as we speak to share, so I can share with you. So welcome, and I'm going to start by lighting the sacred candle, as we always do. Candles are really great tools to connect. Depending upon the color, you can use a green one if you want to open your heart and have harmony and you want money. You can use other colors for other reasons, and we're going to discuss that in another show. But right now, we're going to use the gold one, the gold candle, to represent divinity and the energy of aliveness and connecting and being present to the moment. It's a great thing. So here we go. As we take a breath and unite with this glorious flame, connect to this beautiful sacred energy before us. We will breathe in that divinity. We will breathe in this moment in celebration. We are celebrating our ancestors on this fine day. We are celebrating those who have gone before to set the road for us to move in our own paths of light and love. As I watch this candle dance when it meets with the air, I too proclaim my greatness. I proclaim that I can now dance with the energy of oneness, dance with my own true being, and feel the truth of who I am. As I take a breath and connect, I call my beautiful ancestors to be present, to celebrate with me, to guide me. And as I do, they come with honor. They come happy to give wisdom and support and love. And as I allow this candle to burn, I will allow myself to hear the encouragement from my ancestors who are sending love and compassion to everyone that is in eyesight of this candle. As I watch this candle burn in its height, in its yellow golden color, I know right here and right now abundance is coming my way, is flowing my way in all types of aspects in my life. I will breathe in this abundance. I will allow this abundance to settle into my cellular body so I could feel, know, and experience that which I'm meant to experience on this earthly realm. I let this truth go with gratitude. I let it go with humble gratitude for all the beings of light who are willing to shelter me inside of love. And so it is. Just breathe it in for a moment. Take it all in. Let all your troubles be burned up with the candle. Take a moment. Touch your heart. Think about for one moment something you don't want and throw it into that candle. Fear, doubt, insecurities, anything. Just throw it into that candle. Let it burn up. Just your intention will allow it to burn up. Look how the candle's rising. And now just stand in your power. Be your power. Be the true, authentic self that you were born to be. And so it is. And now we are going to, before I speak to my dear gifted friend, because he has a lot of valuable information for everybody out there, I want to play the song of the day. Every week we play a song. And this is from a CD called Chalice of God, A Universal Mass of Spirit. And it's by Kate Taylor and Amy Fradon. And they're very gifted singers. And so I would like to play one of the songs, which is called As I Shine. Oh. Just ignore that.
Once again, and for today, I am whole from the light of spirit. And as I turn and walk away for now from this constant pregnant calling, I find it true that my own dear light is shining fuller and more golden.
As I shine, so too may my sister.
As I shine, so too may the creatures. As I shine,
So too may the clouds.
as I shine, so too may the mother.
As I shine, so too may the mountains. As I shine, as I shine. As I shine, so too may our Father.
As I shine, so too may all hearts.
As I shine, so too may our brothers.
As I shine, so too may all prayers.
As I shine, so too may our songs. As I shine, as I shine. As I shine, so too may the darkness.
As I shine, so too may fears dissolve.
As I shine, so too may we hope again.
As I shine, as I shine.
As I shine, as I shine. As I shine, as I shine. As I shine, as I shine. As I shine, as I shine. As I shine, as I shine. As I shine, as I shine. As I shine, as I shine. As I shine, as I shine.
It's about uniting people in Rockland County together. It's about reconnecting people to nature, reconnecting them to their roots, reconnecting people to each other in Rockland County, where, you know, most of the people are really disconnected from each other, are really disconnected from themselves, from, you know, the food that they eat, from the land that they live on, from nature. So there's a lot of dysfunction that comes out of that, a lot of unhealthiness and a lot of unhappiness. And for me personally, you know, with my journey is growing up in a place like this, it took a long time to really undo the learning from my life growing up in this society here. And, you know, nature has really been a big part of that healing, you know, connecting with the land, eating really healthy food, you know, and just finally, like, finding the peace inside myself, you know. So, and I look around and I see the stress in everybody and the unhappiness and unhealthiness. And so the mission for us is really to help heal people, you know, to bring them back home, to bring them back to peace, you know.
It's really, really necessary in this crazy, hectic time to do that.
Right.
I know I've seen a few places opening up for that purpose. Like I'm opening up Healing on the Hudson to just be a portal for people to come and get healed. And so I feel like you're doing the same thing. You're opening your home to people to come and to experience what you first had to experience.
Right.
Right? We all go through the process.
Right.
And I'm so glad that you opened it up to the public. It's a wonderful place. Tell me what it's called.
It's the Eastern Light Project.
Okay.
We're on 25 acres of land there in Pomona. We have a beautiful diversity of trees, you know, food and plant medicine that grows all around us. Animals are there, you know. We got about 15 wild turkeys running around right now, and, you know, we see some foxes occasionally, deer, turtles, frogs, tons of birds. You know, it's a real sanctuary, and it's a really undisturbed piece of land, which is at the highest point of Camp Hill in Pomona. So it's a very special piece of land, and another part of our mission being there is to preserve and save this land, this very special piece, because there are people who would like to develop it, you know, and cut it down and put in massive unsustainable development projects in there. So
that would be sad.
It would be, yeah. You know, and you know the price of living in Rockland County and the price of owning a piece of land like that. So we definitely have our work cut out for us as far as, you know, acquiring the means to save it.
Right.
You
So
know?
if anybody wants to contribute to your cause, which is a great cause, how would they reach you?
You can check out easternlightproject.com. And you can also email us at easternlightproject@gmail.com if you want to come and experience it. You know, the season's pretty much wrapping up. I mean, we taught a lot of workshops this past summer and spring. We had a lot of, like, community gatherings and great events, meditations, and we're pretty much wrapping up for the wintertime. But stay in touch with us, and you'll see that as soon as springtime comes around, we're going to have just a huge community of people coming out to experience the education and the togetherness. And
so what type of, tell my viewers, what type of workshops do you do? I mean, I've been there and I love it. I just love to and there's area to camp if someone wanted to camp out there.
Yep.
But what do you offer? I've seen the vegetable garden and all that. What type of programs do you offer?
Well, at the heart of our teaching is something called permaculture. Permaculture is a huge movement right now, international. It's a style of farming. It's a partnership with nature. It's been called indigenous farming. It's been called living with nature. It really combines the best of, like, wild food foraging and cultivation, where we begin a permaculture design by reading the landscape, you know, seeing what's going on here. What does the land want? us to do here, and then how do we, as opposed to imposing a farming system on top of a landscape, how do we integrate a system into the landscape and create a system that mimics a real ecosystem, you know? So it's also been called a regenerative farming, regenerative land use system, where even our conventional organic agriculture today is not a regenerative system. It requires a tremendous amount of resources coming from all over the place, fertilizers. You still get problems with like soil erosion and stuff like that. A lot of annual vegetable farming. So in permaculture, we're creating systems that get healthier and healthier as the years go on, create less and less work for us. And, you know, things like food forests, edible food forests, you know, where some of the people have actually done experiments with greening the desert, turning desert land into forest again. And if you look at the amount of deforestation that has happened in our country and in the world, it's really important for human beings to go beyond organic agriculture into something like permaculture to start to regenerate the earth and heal the earth. So this is a big part of it. And it's really a great style of farming to really be connected with the way that nature actually works, you know, and really observe the natural process as opposed to, you know, manipulating it and controlling it, to really just like observe how everything takes care of itself, you know, and creates a balance, and how what our role is in that process too.
It's a very important thing that you're talking about because it sustains us. I mean, we have to eat, you know, so we should be eating healthy, and we get bombarded, wouldn't you say, by all the garbage that we put into our systems, and then we end up getting sick, and we end up being stressed, and all those things. It all comes back to how you're living your spiritual life, how you're connecting to nature, how you're connecting to the divine. All those things play such an important part. So I guess I'd be correct to say you're taking that aspect of the eating and growing and the lecturing and teaching, and you're combining that with the meditation side of it and the spiritual side. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that really in order for human beings to feel a sense of balance in this world, you know, we need the physical balance, the spiritual balance, and the balance in our societies and our relationships, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's all an important part of it, you know, healthy eating, connection to nature, meditation, you know, connection to your community, love, all that stuff. So yeah, so, you know, we do permaculture as one aspect of that. We teach, you know, things like we have humanure composting systems. We teach about how to do that, how to create ponds, agroforestry, wild food and medicine. You learn about all the wild plants that grow around us and what they can be used for. Meditating in the woods, yoga. You know, we did a bonfire yoga pretty recently, which was great. And we had some cooking classes and stuff like that. And yeah, we've really been talking with a lot of people in our community who want to come next year and teach all kinds of workshops, you know, how
including
to create,
me.
Including you,
including me.
Yep, you know, building a labyrinth, you know, how to grow mushrooms, how to do, you know, raise chickens and ducks, how to create your own reality, you know, manifesting, all of this stuff. On this giant piece of land, we have space for people in our community to share their knowledge, you know. We need the wise beings to come and teach, because as a child growing up, you know, I didn't have many wise elders to look to. And yeah, as I connect to some older folks who are wise, it's really good to have that, you know, that support and share.
And I take it you can take it to the road if somebody at a school wanted you to come and talk, or a location, you can do that type of lecturing. So you're not totally secluded for the winter. You will be able to go out and share it, right?
Yeah. In the wintertime, I'll be definitely going around playing a lot of music in different places. We talked to some college classes pretty recently, which was a great experience for me. You know, I really like let these kids have it as far as like kind of trying to open their eyes up to the world around them and see what's going on, and see that, you know, they're kind of walking blindly in the dark, and just listening to to ideas of how to be that aren't coming from their own self, So just, really encouraging these kids, because I just don't want them to walk down the path to their unhappiness, and insecurity, Yeah, so I tell them, I say, look, you guys are in this college class right now. You're going to get out of here. You're going to look for a job. Like, is this really what you want to be doing? Or are you following the same footsteps as your parents, who are probably stressed out and unhappy and not enjoying the work that they do, So, like, do you want to follow in the same footsteps, Just really telling them, like, you have one life to live, Better make sure that you do it right.
It would be great if you could incorporate it with really young kids, you know, and get them early, as well as, later on in college.
Totally, I mean, that's really like a big part of why I have passion about the work that I do, because that's what it comes down to, younger generations, generations after that. And when I start to think about the world that they live in and the future that they're being born into, it's just like, wow, we really need to do something right now, I mean, we need to work for them, because they're not capable of just doing it themselves, But we need to ask them too, what do you want? We never ask these young people, what do you want,
Yeah, instead we drill it into their heads what we think is right, and all this time most of the stuff isn't very good for them.
Right.
Well, that's been really interesting, and we're going to continue this conversation, but we're going to do a CD of the week. And I gotta stop for a second, because I just changed the CD of the week. Can you please put this on? So, it's interesting. I had a particular CD in mind, and then when I'm talking to you, I got this like flash that it has to be that one, because it's about nature. It's celebrating nature. So since we're talking about how great nature is, I figure we might as well just stick with the theme here.
Absolutely.
So it's coming up as soon as my great, wonderful Richard, my producer, who, if you ever need a great producer, you reach out to Rockland World Radio. They are really a great station. You could put on plays here. You could have Richard do photography or movies or anything like that. So if you're listening, you got to really think about using this location for something that you would be doing, something creative. We even have a school coming that, is teaching the kids about acting, and they come once a week. So 3 times a week. 3 times a week. The echo comes from beyond. 3 times a week. So people, please use this location. And here's the CD.
I see the child in you. I see the sweetness in you. I see the softness in you. And so it is. I can see it. It's right there before me. I can feel it deep in my soul. I just know it, that you are an angel full of magic and power and pure sweet love. I see the goodness in you. I see the wisdom in you. I see the strength in you. And so it is. I see the joy that's in you. I see your light shining through. I see the love that's in you. And so it is. I can see it. It's right there before me. I can feel it deep in my soul. I just know it, that you are an angel full of magic and power and pure sweet love. I see the grace that's in you. I see the courage in you. And I see the heart that's in you. And so it is. And I see the beauty in you. I I see the power in you. I see the greatness in you. And so it is. I see the beauty in you. I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the power in you. And I see the greatness in you. I see the greatness in you. And I see the goodness in you now. I see the goodness in you. And I see the wisdom in you. I see the wisdom in you. Oh, I see your strength, your strength. I see the strength in you. And I see your joy, joy, joy. I see the joy in you. And I see your...
Yeah.
Hi, we're back. I hope you enjoyed that since we were talking about the land and nature and all those things. I want to read this poem I wrote today. When I first heard the song that I played, which was As I Shine, there was one or two words that just came out at me. So I used my spiritual gifts of channeling, and I channeled this poem. My pregnant spirit calls within the light of day, ever turning and birthing with my deepened breath and footsteps that I take. I breathe and shine within my stride, dancing to the rhythm of my heartbeat, dancing to the rhythm of the love that shines brightly, illuminating my true self. My wholeness is felt in the pregnant self that awakens to shine united to all that surrounds in the brotherhood of oneness. The bells ring in the celebration of love. They celebrate the new vibration that feeds a river of hopes and dreams as they flow with the gentle breeze of a mother's gentle hand. I flow, shining, dancing, singing, birthing the new way with Spirit's love completely, and with gratitude I sing out from my heart, Spirit's love, so completely I do stand. So that's what I wrote, just based on hearing just that one or two words.
Yeah, that's really nice.
It's great. Well, most of my viewers know that I'm gifted. I channel, I connect to people who have crossed. I have a lot of spiritual gifts that I'm very grateful for that I could share. And so, John, I would like to know a little bit about your background. What is your journey that brought you to where you are?
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see. When I was a young kid, when I was a baby, really young child, I had real compassion for people. I really was really affected by the world that I saw. I really had a strong love and care for people. Always had a desire to get out there and help these people. I had some dysfunction at home when I was younger and had some really rough periods of time growing up. I was always into music, and I was following that path for a while, music. And yeah, I always felt a spiritual connection, some kind of a mystical connection, but I didn't really know what to do with it, I was kind of just following the path along like everybody else, Mm-hmm. I was really very consumed in the material world and trying to fit in and,
Right.
status and all that stuff. Sometime around age 25, and I'm 29 now, I had an awakening of sorts where it really started by watching a film about a water crisis going on around the world. Water privatization. There's a film called Flow. And I was just like, wow, this is really messed up, And I said, I got to do something about this. I started to share the information, and I really started to go into deep research about what is happening in the world, what is the human predicament right now? Why are we in this mess? What are the roots of all these problems? And I started to discover, the truth about all these different industries and the truth about the health industry and illnesses. And I also started to learn about, the hidden history of human beings. I started to learn about the real nature of reality, you know, things that were not taught in school. I started to read about spirituality, and at that point, along the way, I was really a big activist. I was trying to get out there and help people, and I noticed, I had a gift where I can like really talk to people and like get them to open up, and just like really like be there and listen to people in a solid way, where they can feel the love that I'm like sending back to them, and it's a healing experience, That's a gift that I have when I'm like feeling really good and feeling balanced and stuff like that. But if I'm off balance, this empathic ability that I have is kind of like, could be like a little bit of a problem, right? Because I get really sensitive to other people's energies.
You and me both.
Right?
It's like,
Right. And because of that sensitivity, I wind up being like a real target for like other people's projections and stuff like that.
Right. Sometimes I don't know whether I'm emotional because it's someone else's stuff or my stuff. I have to be able to cleanse or to really look deeply to see if it's my stuff that I'm dealing with or someone else that projected it to me. It's one of those, you have to just work with the good and the bad of the gifts that we have. It's very, very true.
Yeah. They say like every strength has a weakness,
Right.
So anyways, it's been a couple of years since that awakening experience, and throughout that period of time, certain events have happened to me in my life. I've seen certain things that have really like changed my perception of reality, and had me to really like take seriously my own inner work, and certain experiences where the universe was just so clearly like saying something to me, or even just like really like finding the light and seeing it and bringing it in. Certain meditative experiences, psychic experiences with people, communications with fires and being brought into certain ceremonies with indigenous people and connecting with spirit and the power of prayer. I definitely feel a deep connection to spirit, and I feel like I really tuned into that voice inside, which is guiding me, my guiding voice. And at this point now, I'm just like really wanting to learn to harness these gifts of healing, because I've had some experiences where spirit has come through and done healing work on other people using me as a vessel, you know what I mean? So
well, that's what it always does. I mean, I do sound healing and energy healing, and it's always, I'm a portal for spirit.
Right.
That's how they work, but that's wonderful to have those healing gifts.
Right.
The world really needs people like you, and I believe that this is the year that people are going to start taking those gifts. We've been like the light workers who have been up till now really honing in on their gifts and seeing what they have and getting rid of all the negativity. Now they're ready to share it to those who need that help.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I'm feeling that this is a really powerful winter for a lot of people, As I've been on this path, spiritual path, light work, activists, whatever, I noticed that a lot of people who are on the same wavelength are going through a very similar journey of growth, discovering the same things at the same times, having the same type of problems and challenges in their lives at the same time. It seems like so many people I know who are on a similar path experiencing very similar things, And I feel like from what I hear around me and sense is that this winter is a very powerful time for all of us, almost be a little bit isolated, but to really like reset our intentions and get ready and really do some inner work right now, really connect and get ready for springtime where, we're really going to go outward and connect with people around us and start to have an influence, and see a lot of coming together of things.
What I want to add to that, and you can agree with me or not agree, is that it's almost like the winter is the card of blackness, of and it's almost like it's a good thing, not a negative. A lot of people are afraid when they pick the nothingness card in my tarot deck. It's totally black, but it's really, that represents the winter and us going through that dark time of improving, about releasing, and then we're all gonna like blossom at the same time. It's gonna be, the world is gonna be a different place.
Indeed, yeah.
Come the spring, I know it is.
Yeah, I think this is a real powerful one coming up this year.
Very powerful, but very great powerful, you know. And it's important out there when you feel overwhelmed and you feel a lot of stuff going on in your life. It's for a reason. It may be intensified because of the way the solar system is, because of the time of year. And if you all can reach out to places like John's place, Eastern Light Project, or my place for healing on the Hudson, or whatever place you want to go to, you don't have to do it alone. You can reach out to other people who are light workers, who have gone through it before you have, so that you can start to really heal a lot faster than what we would have had to go through. You know what I mean? It's a faster project if you have help. So don't hesitate to ask for people's help.
Yeah. Ask the universe too, you know, ask for, it's worked for me, you know. I've said, hey, you know, universe, I really need to find a spiritual teacher right now. I really need to find somebody to connect with about healing, or, you know, want to learn some things. And then you let go and you trust, and all of a sudden
it'll come.
Somebody comes to you and says, hey, you know, I'm exactly what you've been looking for, and you find them, you know. Let's
see what Spirit has to say. We'll play a little bit, audience. We're gonna play. Let's see.
Oh my goodness. Well, I might have felt bad about that if you didn't give me the introduction about it, you know. A little pep talk before, but
that was not planned.
Wow. Wow.
It's all about surrendering and moving through the period of what you need to move through, without fear, without doubt, and reach out if you need to. Be okay sitting in the darkness, knowing the whole world started with nothingness. So this is just a wonderful example. Thanks to the universe. I love you. I love the universe. Love, love, love. They will answer your questions. They will be there for you, but you need to ask. This is a freedom realm. This is a realm of choice. So if you don't ask, it's almost like Spirit has their hands behind their back. They, you know, can't give you the help that they want to. There's tons of angels and tons of archangels unemployed, so to speak. So reach out to them and be okay. You don't have to have 100 friends to realize how divine you are. Okay, I went through, John, many years of having no friends. And I used to think it's something wrong with me. But now I realize that it was a growing period and that there's nothing wrong with me, you know. So, and as soon as I realize that and get away from that insecurity, boom, all these people come into my life, you know. Okay, we're going to play a little more. Let's see.
Wow, that was pretty amazing. Stuff like that has happened all the time, you know?
Yeah,
all the time.
That's the thing. And I want to tell you again, that's the thing. When you open up your consciousness to Spirit, you see, what do you call, what's that word? Coincidences. Synchronicity. Yeah. You hear the song on the radio that you need to hear. You hear all the things you need to help you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
I met someone this week, as a matter of fact, who unfortunately lost his daughter. Okay, 17-year-old daughter lost her, or she crossed, and she had a favorite song, and wherever he goes, he hears that song.
Wow.
Now that's a message, you know, if you open yourself up to it.
Yeah.
These are cards of color, and color really affects your life. So why don't you be honored guest? Why don't you pick one? And it's to
Top
remind you all that you can free yourself from the pain, from the stress, from the tension. If you focus with gratitude, you focus with the breath, and you can wear the color of red. Red is a great empowerment color. You don't see people have red cars if they're not confident. Yeah. You want to read that affirmation?
Yes, affirmation. I am grateful for everything as it awakens me to my own divinity. Yeah. I am grateful,
Yeah, see, that's a cool affirmation. And it fits right into what we're saying. See, when you go with the flow of things, I could have sat here and called John up and said, okay, let's see, what are the questions I'm going to ask, blah, 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 blah. I didn't do that. I allow the flow of life. It's so great when it works that way, because you, just like the card, you can't plan it. It's the flow of life. And when you get into the flow, you can release all the pain. You are the doctor, the lawyer, the teacher. It's all in you. So out there, start to wear some red. Start to decide that you are going to free yourself from the old baggage that you have gathered from your upbringing, from past lives, from everything. Get rid of it. Now's the time. This is the year. So that's the color of the week. And we'll take one of these. Now these are cards that come from the archangels and the angels. And it's a good idea if you all get yourself a deck of cards. They come in all varieties, but it's a good way to step into the new way of being. Little by little, you'll get in touch with things. So the being of light that's with us now is Bridget. And Bridget is about finding what's in your heart and running with it. Just like you said, John. You saw that something wasn't right, and you started to make the changes, and you're running with it. You're running to share and to talk and to join with others. So you can call upon Bridget, and it's about standing up in what you believe in. That's right. Stop out there. We get fed a lot of things, but it doesn't mean it's right. And we have to believe what is the best and start sharing it with other people. If you look at this card, she has a flame right in her heart area. So take that opportunity to really look into your heart and see what you love to do. If you love farming, do farming. If you love art, do art. Stop sticking in a job you hate. The universe will take care of you. See, that's what we're not taught. That the universe is there if you make the first step. Right. And it's scary to make the first step because it might mean leaving your job and the security of money and stuff. But the thing is, the universe supplies the money. And if we realize that, then we're okay.
Yeah, as long as we're in harmony with it,
Right.
And, we just have to, believe that, and trust and know that life is not against us, and that all of our plotting and planning and ambitions, they're blocking the spirit from putting things into our life, and guiding us and helping us.
Well, it's important to plant the seeds. You can have the ambition and plant the seeds. It doesn't mean you just say, I'm asking for this and do nothing. This is an action realm. So plant the seeds, but don't plant them with expectation or demand or, that's why gratitude. That's why that one gratitude came up. Use that gratitude. It helps. It keeps you balanced. It's just a great thing. So, how are we doing on time, El Huncho? El Huncho? Okay, we have 10 minutes, 10 beautiful minutes. I'm getting a request from the audience for a meditation. Okay. All right, we'll do a short meditation. I want everybody to shut your eyes and take a deep breath and visualize a beautiful light mist. A light mist is starting at your feet. It is a mist that is red, and it is slowly moving up your feet, up your knees, and as it moves up, it is cleansing you. It is taking anything out of the cells that don't serve your best interest. And as it gathers in the lower area, it is sending you light and love. Be grateful as it starts to move upward. It is now moving up in the color of orange, and it is swirling around your lower abdomen. It is bringing you a soft, gentle energy that is taking away anything that doesn't serve you and replacing it with love. As you center your breath and attune yourself to breathing in love and out peace. In love and out peace. And as you do that, this mist of loving energy is moving upward. It's now moving up, up, up into your heart area. It is green in color, and it is filtering through all the chambers of your heart, and it is swirling around, taking away anything that doesn't suit you and replacing it with love. As you breathe in your gratitude, feel the presence of that green energy of love and compassion. Breathe in gratitude and breathe out love. And as you continue to focus on your breath, the mist is moving upward. It's moving up, making you feel lighter and lighter. You are beginning to feel energized and awake and ready to move in your life. And as it centers around your throat area, it is vibrating so that you can speak your truth. And it is vibrating a golden yellow color. And it is circling inside and outside. And as it does that, the angels are pouring love into your vocal cords so you can speak your truth and so you could feel empowered to speak your truth. Breathe it in with a voice of gratitude as it starts to move up and changes color into a beautiful blue indigo color. It is now tweaking your third eye area so that you could see clarity, so that you could know and understand your next steps in your life. Breathe in that vapor, that air of beautiful love intention. The angels are giving it to you as a gift. As you breathe it in, you can feel the cells awaken. And you are grateful as once again the mist starts moving up. And now it is surrounding your head, the mechanism where you think, and it is supplying it with love and compassion and joy, and it is filtering through every cell so it could take away any negativity, any doubts, any fears, anything that doesn't suit your best interest to move with light and love. It is moving up and around, spiraling in this beautiful light energy that will empower you and allow you to think clearly and to move without the mind patterns that get in the way. It is allowing you to let go of the voices of the past, of the family, of anybody, of your own self that puts that limiting energy. It is now away, away, away. And now the energy is moving up and out to the universe, taking with it anything that you do not need. And it is replacing it now with a golden light that is moving from your crown down to your third eye. It is sealing it. It is going down to your throat. It's a white, golden, beautiful light. Pure love, pure compassion, pure unconditional love is going through every cell to wash away anything that's residual. And when it gets to your feet, it's going down, down into Mother Earth. Way past what you can see, just disappearing. And now as you take breaths, you feel lighter. You feel free. You feel ready to acknowledge and look in the mirror to the who you really are and to the true potential. And as you take another breath, just allow yourself to be grateful for the gift that Spirit has given you. And I will count from 5 to 1. And with every number, you will feel more alert, awake, better than before. You will be ready to open your eyes and see the world in a new way, in a way that will make you feel like you're in paradise. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you had a nice journey, and I'm so very glad we had time to spend together. This has been way fun. Mm-hmm. I hope everybody will check out Eastern Light Project. Check him out on the website. Reach out to him. He's sweet. He will help you.
Yeah, especially if you're in Rockland County. I mean, we have a great community of folks, over 300 people in our community, support network, all people that we can link up to and talk to and share wisdom and idea, time, energy, anything that you guys need help with. We're here for our community to help, look out for each other. So, yeah, please reach out.
Yeah, it's a great, great place, and I thank you for being here. And I will keep you all posted about Healing on the Hudson, which is starting the 1st of November. I want to wish everybody a happy Halloween. This is the time, like I said, Halloween is the time to connect to your ancestors. Connect to those who have crossed. Connect to your angels, your spirit guides. Connect, because it's the right... Thank you. I know you agree with me. Thanks for agreeing, Spirit. Have a great day, and remember, everybody, who's better than you? Nobody. Stay great. Bye-bye now.
It's not just radio, it's Rockland World Radio. RocklandWorldRadio.com